Try to talk louder.
Can they hear us on TV, just not see us, or?
I would guess so.
Well, it didn't matter what you wore then,
Oh,
Jerry.
good. Remember
I
that I
told you,
didn't
I
dye
didn't even think about
I
it.
didn't fix my hair.
I know, I'm sorry, I would have dyed my hair if I remember we were getting sworn in.
You didn't fix your hair?
Fix my hair.
Oh.
I had mine dyed the other day. It takes Larry a long time to get it all just.
Yours and Eric's.
We'll put color next time. Blue.
No, never happened.
We appreciate it.
Two.
Got a little color here.
I got a little color here. Let's see if I can
Looks
get
good on
this.
my screen.
Right to the right page.
What's that?
Didn't even need it.
The first for everything.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Can you record it and not put it on cable?
It is being recorded,
Oh.
yep, yep. Verbally, yep.
Our camera's not working.
It's stuck, it's froze. It's froze.
What's it
It's
froze
like
on?
when it was transferring from not live to live,
What if you shut it off and brought it back on?
well, I don't know which one Shane unplugs over there to.
Just do them all.
Let's go down to the basement. Let's just turn the whole system off.
Yeah.
See if it comes back.
Hold the breaker. Perry, you must know how to do that.
I just assumed I go read the paper anyway.
Perfect.
The time, Dave?
It's close. I'm just getting ready. Do that later.
They can't see me fidgeting,
Okay.
so I guess it don't matter.
We're ready. Ready? We'd like to call to order the regular Tracy City Council meeting for this new year of January 9th, 2023. First off, we'd like to apologize. Our cameras are froze, so hopefully you can hear us out there in TV land.
Radio line.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You want to remain standing for our invocation?
Yes, of course.
I know Tom calls this an invocation, and I said, well, actually, it's a prayer, and invocation's when you invoke a name. Like in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. But anyhow, join me in a word of prayer. Lord God, as we begin a new year, we pray that you be with each one who is called to serve this community. Be with them as they speak of the needs of this community. Be with them, give them wisdom in decisions that are made. We pray these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you so much for coming.
I didn't make it 5 minutes like you told me to.
That prayer fixed the camera.
Oh, there we are.
Thank you.
Well, let's not give me too much credit.
Are we, it looks like we're
That's-
on.
Hey, if we bring you some water?
No.
That's
Thank
my.
you for
Thank you,
coming.
Eric.
Thank
That's my
you.
job.
That's his job.
That is funny.
As soon as he started praying, I seen it pop up.
That's awesome.
I moved this over here, I don't know if that.
Oh, now she breaks it and wants to take
Yeah,
it.
That's right.
We move on to the oath of office.
Yes, Mayor, I have the oaths of office here, and so I'm going to try not to do what I did to Tom Dobson the last time, and I'll do it in really short pieces. I only have one. If I read it,
Oh,
you can't see it.
You
So
have one for each of us. I specifically asked for it.
I do, but I need it because I need to be able to say it.
Hang on.
You have multiple copies.
I only have one copy. All right. I see your point. I see your point. You can just state your name. So I'm gonna do it that way. All right. So we'll do Tom Dobson first, since Tom's got it in his hand.
All right.
So This is the oath of office for a council member. This is a
Need
two.
to stand?
Well, that'd be great.
You're going over the edge, Janie.
No, we can't do it all as a group. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it one at a time. I'm the clerk, and I'm going to do it this way.
Here I go. I, Tom Dobson, do solemnly swear to follow and support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota and the charter and ordinances of the city of Tracy, and do faithfully discharge the duties devolving upon me as a city council member for the city of Tracy to the best of my judgment and ability.
That's what it says.
You change your name.
I'll change it.
Go ahead.
I, Jerry Shones, do solemnly swear to follow and support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota, and the charter and ordinances of the city of Tracy, and do faithfully discharge the duties devolving upon me as a city council member for the city of Tracy to the best of my judgment and ability.
Congratulations. Oh, it's me. Can't I get?
Well, let Jan go first.
And that one. It's got a bit of movie.
I, Jan Arvisu, do solemnly swear to follow and support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota, and the charter and ordinances of the city of Tracy, and do faithfully discharge the duties devolving upon me as a city council member for the city of Tracy to the best of my judgment and ability.
Now it's me. I get to close it out.
Raise your hand.
I don't want to be Tom Dobson. I, Dave Teagues, do solemnly swear to follow and support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota, and the charter and ordinances of the city of Tracy, and do faithfully discharge the duties devolving upon me as a city council member for the city of Tracy to the best of my judgment and ability. Giving it back to Tom so he can sign his life away. That's right.
And Mayor, now we need to do you.
You have a
Well.
special one?
Yes, she has a special one.
I, Pamela Corman, do solemnly swear to follow and support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota, and the charter and ordinance of the city of Tracy, and do faithfully discharge the duties devolving upon me as the mayor for the city of Tracy to the best of my judgment and abilities.
Seth, we're left out, you and I.
Did you guys want to just do it anyway? Just
Renew your vows.
Will you pass that back?
Nice job, Pam.
Oh, I won't do more. Everybody needs their moment in the sun.
Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Mayor, we don't have any changes to the agenda.
Make a
Oh,
motion
except-
to approve as written.
Second.
Wait a minute. Is it not on this agenda about Ron?
We don't actually have it on this agenda
Okay.
in terms of,
Okay.
that's a good question though, and I'll just bring that up. We have a certificate of appreciation for Ron Koopman. He called me on Saturday and let me know that his daughter wasn't bringing him back until tomorrow, I think, and so he's not available, but we'll work on getting him at a future city council meeting so we can thank him for his service over the last 2 years.
Give him his gold watch, huh?
Yeah, it's gold watch, right? Exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry I interrupted that. I don't know where that was at.
It was first and seconded.
Okay. Any further discussion about that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody from the public that would like to talk about something that is not on the agenda? Oh, hearing none. All right, Dave.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 12th council minutes, approve municipal accounts payable and payroll without breakthrough beverage, approve the November 7th CCWG meeting minutes, and approve resolution 2023-1 approving the gambling permit for the Southwest Great Divide Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. Are there fees to be paid with that?
Not to the city.
Okay.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dobson.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Arvizu.
Yes.
Teigs.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Landine.
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve municipal accounts payable for Breakthrough Beverage.
I'll second that.
First and second, any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Landine.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Teigs.
Abstain?
Oh, yes, you do. Arvisu.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye. Mayor, council communication. Seth, did you have some things?
I've got a couple items. One is just to remind the public that there's a fundraiser for the community center. Tomorrow, I believe the serving starts at about 5 o'clock. There's a pulled pork sandwich meal prior to the athletic event out there. And then the other thing, I would just like the council to consider having a goal-setting session sometime in January, just to kind of review our goals and where we've been, what we did last year, and what we want to accomplish this coming year. I think we talked about that just a little bit at our last meeting in December.
You want to do it on a Monday night again, or?
I would recommend, it's not a bad time to do it because there's 5 Mondays in January anyway. We normally wouldn't meet on the last day of the month, which is the 5th, and that would be the 30th. The 16th, the city offices are closed for Martin Luther King Day, and so the last day of the month, the 30th, we don't have a meeting scheduled unless the 5th Monday. Okay.
Sorry.
Choose a different day.
First weekend.
We could do February 6th.
I'm not here.
All right. When are
Let
you?
me double check. Maybe I fly in on the 30th, so I'd be
Well, are
back.
you free the 31st? We could do it Tuesday night if everybody else is free, the 31st.
Well, or move it up
Are
a
you
week.
going on a vacation?
17?
Yeah, well, I think the 17th, you said their city offices are closed.
The 16th are closed.
16th, okay.
Yeah, but 17th.
I'm saying a Tuesday, like the 17th.
We could do it the Tuesday, the 17th, yeah.
If everybody's going to be around.
Is that when we're doing our planning commission makeup?
Is that gonna happen?
I'm thinking it will.
Okay.
What about a Saturday morning over at the library, just a kind of an informal
Do that too.
discussion?
Yeah.
With rolls and coffee, and inviting the public, of course, if they'd like to come. And
What Saturday morning is this then?
Hmm?
What Saturday morning are you thinking?
the 14th
That's this Saturday.
or the 28th,
I'll be gone the 28th.
21st.
21st. Well, first, how does the idea of a Saturday morning just sit with everyone? If it's not appealing to anyone, then we'll just go back to the night.
It's not over appealing to me, but I'll make it work.
What time are we talking?
That's the question.
I don't know, 10 o'clock-ish.
Oh, I was thinking 5:30.
Do that?
Okay, I have a problem with that one.
No,
I mean, are we talking like a 2-hour meeting? So 10 to 12?
Hour, 90 minutes. That shouldn't be 2 hours.
I mean, we'd be done by
Yeah.
it
noon.
would be easier for.
That'll work.
10,
That'll work.
10?
Yep.
Okay.
5 to. Yeah. On which day then?
Saturday, January
21st.
21st.
10 a.m. at the library.
So you have to post that, I suppose, for the public, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
We would have to post that for the public, yeah.
And
How
we're
many
at the
times do you have to
library.
post it?
Yeah.
What's
We
that?
open
You
at
have
10,
to post it
so
a
that
couple
works.
weeks.
I think
No,
they open
just
at
3
9.
days.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a guy with
10
the
to
keys.
12.
I have some keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get in. I can get you in. I got friends in high places.
But I just thought, you know,
That's a good idea.
not just for us, but for the public, you know, if there's someone that they want better street lighting on their block or something that they've been thinking about, it'd be just really easy for them to just drop by and say, this is what I think, or
I think that that's would be my question, council member, is, and I'd like to understand a little bit about what the council's expectations are of this. When we have done this in the past, and this is, I think, about the third time since I've been here. The first time was totally from scratch, and most of the people here were not in that meeting, but it was basically just kind of looking at setting goals for the first time. And then the second time we did it, which would have been about 2 years ago, we kind of reviewed the existing goals and the mission and of the organization and said, is this something we want to do or not do? And we made some modifications. I think we took one goal off because we felt it was accomplished, and we added another one. Is this the kind of situation where you want to take a look at what we have and what we've done, and or do you want to brainstorm from scratch? That's my question.
Well, I think a good starting point is looking at the goals that we have.
Okay.
And how are we doing?
We accomplished them.
Okay.
Either clean those kind of, that's accomplished, or we're gonna set that one aside.
Okay.
Because it's no longer a goal, or it's a goal, what's their next step, and set some dates to them, I think.
Okay. Okay.
It does seem like those haven't
All right.
changed much, but they're all.
Then what I might suggest then is I can kind of put together some handouts with what it is, what we've done under each one of those things, and then we can kind of have a discussion about, well, is this something we want to do? Is there anything we want to change? Stuff like that, and we can start from that. So we're not starting from scratch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you. That's helpful. I just wanted to make sure we were prepared.
Okay.
The community group did contact me this week just to kind of throw out the idea that fundraising has been going well. They met with the high school, no longer at this stage at least wanting to be a part of that or instrumental in it. They, as a group, have decided that they would prefer not to go through the expense of drawing up a new conceptualized schematic for this lot until they've reached a little farther into the goal setting or into the fundraising. They asked me, and I guess it was somewhat my idea to do that at our meeting, but it wasn't. If they decided they would prefer not to, at this stage, fine.
Where are we at in the goals?
I think they were talking like 500 or something.
What's the question?
A fundraising goal?
Well, I mean, I think that the last meeting we had the city council had said, well, we would by June 1st, we'd like to see, I think it was another $500,000 raised, and that could be from grants or it could be from private donations or whatever. That's my memory as to what it is. And then there was some discussion about whether we were going to have this other conceptual drawing, and I think I had asked Jeff Nelson how much that would cost. I think it was like $3,000 or something. And if the council doesn't have an appetite to spend that $3,000, basically you don't have to do anything, at this point. And it sounds like they don't feel like they want you to either. And so there doesn't seem like there's a strong reason to do it. So we don't have to do anything necessarily. But that's my memory as to where things are at.
Did they say at all, how they were hoping to get a bunch of donations by the end of the year? Did they say if they got any of those?
I think they qualified for a grant. They've applied for at least one other. I thought there was another contribution, but I don't know where the totals are in this juncture.
I think that's something that we probably should ask them, kind of where they're at for a progress report. Do you as a council want to have a meeting with them in the near term to discuss this, where the fundraising is, or do you want to just kind of sit on that?
I don't know that I need to have a meeting, but it would be nice to know where we're at as far as where are we at? Are we at 300,000, 500,000, whatever?
Well,
Sure.
we should have something on the thermometer.
Well, what's on the thermometer,
Thermometer.
what's on the thermometer, the city didn't do that thermometer.
No,
but-
I understand.
But I think there's roughly between, I mean, it's not an exact, thermometer, but I think it was between 3 and 350 is where we're at. Most of that is the money that the city has already put in and collected, plus the $100,000 Blanding grant. That's the one you were referring to, which we have received the cash on, by the way.
That's in
And so that's in there. I don't know exactly where it is currently.
I think it,
Why don't,
If you-
that's okay, you go ahead.
If you could dig that number out and then just email us, then we.
Yep, I'll see what I can do by getting a
I was
number.
gonna say, maybe
and then
just
when
get
their
a
next
number.
meeting is, that'd be good. 'Cause, I mean, somebody from here should, I don't know, is anybody regularly attending? Jerry's been at a lot of the,
Just the formal ones
Yeah.
that we've had, not the.
Janine told me this afternoon that she just conveyed the message that the fundraising was going well.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, if we know when it is, I can try to attend.
Do we have to have all the money in that kitty, so to speak, before we can even go to bid?
That's what the council has directed at this point. So, I mean, that's certainly at your discretion in terms of how you want to proceed, but that's the direction that I received from the council.
I guess I'm just, and I don't know these numbers, I guess you'll have to come up with them, but there's some extra money from the sale of O'Brien Court, and I would just as soon see that put into this community center as to go out to, let's say, out to the industrial park or something like that. Because two things. One, the community needs this, and the city needs to get in behind it, I think, a little more. The statement was, we're not going to make the city taxpayers do any. So by using that money, we're not. And we're getting this thing going. We need to get it going.
So let me
Really
talk
think
about, I think it's fair to talk about O'Brien Court. I mean, I think that's a good question. We received $1.2 million to O'Brien Court. $1.040 million of that is specifically reserved by council action for the, the payment of the debt on Orchard Lane. That leaves $160,000 roughly or so dollars. That money, per your direction originally back in July and August, and also according to your budget action, has been programmed for capital projects in 2023, sorry, I forgot what year we're in, 2023. And so certainly the council could change that, but at this point, that money is going to be going into the capital fund for capital projects in 2023, unless you change your priorities.
Okay, then, I get mixed up on this, so straighten me out. On the swimming pool bond, there was excess money that we're using to fix the pool again.
That's right.
So are we gonna have some excess money from this bond that we could pull towards the community center to get it going?
That money is all spoken for at this point. That money is spoken for in combination of money reserved to pay off the debt at Orchard Lane in 2025, and the rest of it is put into the capital improvement plan for 2023, which you adopted in the budget, and that includes the swimming pool. It includes money for, well, there's a whole host of things, but the big ones are the swimming pool and airport hangars.
I get that, but that's from the bond from the swimming pool. Is there any excess money?
It's the bond from the swimming pool plus the $160,000 from O'Brien Court plus some money that's in the capital plan plus some money from the sewer fund. There's a whole bunch of
I get that,
money.
but is there money left over, not left over, is it excess money from the bond on Orchard Lane like there was on the bond for the swimming pool? I don't know.
No, because we haven't paid off the bond yet, and we won't do that
When the
until
time-
2025.
When the time comes.
When the time comes in 2025, I don't think so, because we would be using all of the money to pay off that bond.
But and I kind of hear what George is asking though, is that I think we initially, or at least from what I understood, the city said that if the community group could raise the funds, we are completely behind. We have said repeatedly that we have the full, backing of the city council to proceed with this community center.
2023's funds are pretty well spoken for, but nothing's going to get built in 2023, even if we had all the, I mean, it's gonna take a while to get ramped up, to get site done and all of the other things. Would we as a council say in 2024, if there were funds available?
Sure.
And the community group got to 600 of the 800, could we clear the way for that additional amount necessary to get it going, realizing that they would continue to fundraise, but not to put the, put it completely upon that group to have every dime of it available before we could move a shovel. And I guess I would be interested to see, I don't know how we approach that, if that's something that we talk about in our planning group then, or what?
What will happen is that we'll start the discussion about the 2024 budget in June, like we have in the past, and that is exactly the time that you have kind of given for the fundraising for the community center. And so I think in that time frame you'll have an idea of what all that looks like, and you can have that discussion, and that makes sense. But I think we're probably 6 months away from that.
Yeah. Well, and that gives them a sufficient amount of time for that fundraising, and we know what the difference is. Are we halfway there? Are we 2/3 of the way there?
I think you'll know by that time frame, and you can decide, okay, is this something we want to program money for in the future? Is this something we don't? Or you'll know more, I guess, at that time frame.
So if I may ask, who will technically own the building when it's done?
The city of Tracy will own the building.
Okay, so then we would be doing any maintenance
Yes.
and upkeep of the building.
Yeah, and that's a
hopefully
consideration.
with a new building,
Yeah.
that's not going to be a big problem initially.
And that's a consideration you have to think about too. It's not just the cost of the building, it's also the cost of maintaining it and staffing it and all of those kinds of things too. So.
But and I don't know this for a fact, but if I remember right, the senior center back then, they had pancake meals and whatnot, and they come up with some money always to do something with.
Not really, if I'm going to be really candid with you. In reality, when they did a pancake breakfast, that meant that the city didn't collect the fee instead, and it went to the senior dining outfit. So in reality, that's just less money that the city doesn't get. In reality, the city was heavily subsidizing the multipurpose center.
But maybe we could change that.
Well, if there was an opportunity for people to do that, yeah, that would be fantastic if that were the case. But I think as a council, you have to assume the city council and the city is going to be subsidizing the operations pretty heavily. Unless just history being a judge, that's kind of what's happened.
And were you saying senior dining was doing the pancake breakfast and raising the funds? Is that the group that you were talking about? Okay.
Yes.
But I think they turned a lot of that money back into buying equipment and that sort of thing.
Yeah, essentially, that's
right. So it isn't like they went out and had a big party with it.
No, it was money that was
into the center.
Essentially what we did is we took money we would normally collect, we gave it to senior dining, who then gave it back to us to buy equipment. So, at the end of the day, it's all city money.
Enough said. Hopefully we can get this going while some of us are still alive.
Yep.
Well, we can talk about this at the goal setting.
There you go.
Absolutely, I think it's a good topic for that.
Anybody else have anything for communication? I have a couple things, but I'm going to save them for the goal-saving meeting. So with that, we'll move on to you, Mr. City Administrator.
So the charter requires 2 appointments be approved by City Council. One's the Deputy City Administrator, which is Jane Daniels, and the other one is Deputy City Clerk, which is Diane Campbell. It's the same as it is, but it does require you to ratify my appointments. So,
Can they be together?
yeah, we can do a motion together.
So I'd make a motion to approve the deputy city administrator and the deputy city clerk.
I'll second that.
First and second, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dodson,
Yes.
Landon,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Arvizo,
Yes.
Teets,
Aye.
Mayor Plummer.
Aye. I'd be doing the next one, right?
Yeah, the next one is, again, these are all charter requirements, but the charter requires that the mayor appoint the city clerk, which is traditionally the city administrator, which is me, and the city attorney with city council approval. And I presume you didn't want to change that, but I didn't ask you that question.
They can be together?
If the mayor says yes.
Yes. I approve of that.
So then I'd make the motion. Whatever you put there, Diane.
Any further discussion for those? Roll call, please.
Arvizo,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Teets,
Aye.
Landon,
Aye.
Dodson,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Mayor Plummer.
Aye. Okay, with that, Mayor Pro Tem, I am asking Tom to do that.
These are all council appointments, they're not mayoral appointments.
Oh, I
just so
thought
you
I
know.
did that.
No, these are all council appointments. So,
I thought the mayor nominates and the council.
no, only for those two. For these next ones are all council appointments. They're not mayoral nominations. But that's okay. I mean, mayor's part of the city council, so, but just so, this is all straight out of the charter.
Okay?
It doesn't
Where do we go
preclude Tom
from
from
there,
doing it. But I'm just want to make sure we get it right.
Do that. I'm full support of Seth continuing, so whatever good. Whatever you want.
Well, I'd make a motion for Tom.
I will second.
Okay, do we do each one of these separately then? I would assume?
Yeah, we'd want to do each
Okay,
one.
then any other discussion for that? Roll call, please.
Teets,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dodson,
Yes.
Schultz,
Aye.
Landon,
Aye.
Arvizo,
Aye.
and Mayor Plummer.
Aye. Okay, so then,
Volunteers?
Volunteers for these?
That's, I've done that one
Yeah.
before. It's the easiest one. They haven't met, I don't think they met last year, and the year before that they met once, so.
12 meetings coming this year.
It's 8 o'clock, it's usually like 7 o'clock in the morning
Mm.
on a Monday or Wednesday, Friday.
I'll step up and get up early. If that's all right.
Okay, well, I'll make the motion then to appoint Mr. Landite here to the Community Ed Financial Advisory Board.
Second.
first and second, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Schultz,
Aye.
Arvizo,
Aye.
Teets,
Aye.
Dodson,
Aye.
Landon.
He doesn't vote.
Do I vote?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I voted.
Mayor Plummer.
Aye. Planning Commission,
No, it's just about what
do you want to keep doing it,
I
otherwise?
mean, I'm willing to stay on, but if somebody else wants to do it, if you want to do it, Jan, to be on one of the committees, I'm fine with, because I'm also on the hospital one, so.
Okay, I would be willing and interested. Thank you.
Then I nominate Jan.
I'll second.
First and second, roll call, please.
Teets,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Landon,
Aye.
Dobson,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Humbly, yes.
Shones,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye. The hospital board, would you like to continue?
EDA.
Oh, did I miss one?
Yep,
Oh, I'm
EDA.
sorry. EDA,
I'm willing to stay on.
I am.
okay.
I'll make a motion that to appoint Dave and Tom to the EDA,
I'll second it.
or reappoint.
Roll call, please.
Shones,
Aye.
Landay,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Teigs,
Aye.
Dobson,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jerry to the hospital board.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Landay,
Aye.
Dobson,
Aye.
Teigs,
Aye.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Shones,
Aye.
Mayor Corman.
Aye. Would you like to stay on Wheels Across the Prairie board, Seth?
Yes, I can.
How about the
I'll do
Oh, one at a time.
We'll do both at the same time?
I'll make a motion to appoint Seth to the Wheels Across the Prairie board.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Shones,
Aye.
Landay,
Aye.
Dobson,
Yes.
Teigs,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Mayor Corman.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to appoint Seth on the park board if he's willing.
Yeah. Making progress on the park board.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have a roll call?
Dobson,
Yes.
Landay,
Aye.
Teigs,
Aye.
Shones,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
and Mayor Corman.
Aye. We'd like to thank you all for being willing to sit on these boards.
Do we have any more boards? I mean, isn't there a
Well-
hospital or a airport commission and
There is.
police commission? Or
Those-
do we not sit on those?
Those don't include council. These are just the appointments for council members to those boards, and those don't have council members on them.
Okay.
Most of those boards kind of end in March, and so you'll see all those citizen appointments, at that time.
And then adopting the Roberts Rule of Order for the 2023 Order of Business at the council meetings.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
First and second, can we have roll call, please?
Landay,
Aye.
Shones,
Aye.
Dobson,
Aye.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Teigs,
Aye.
and Mayor Corman.
Aye. Do you have anything that you want to report on?
Just a couple things. One is that I'd like to get a little bit of direction from you. One of the things that I would like to do, and I think that would shorten up meetings a little bit, is put more things on the consent calendar. Most everything that you do as a city council is unanimous and doesn't really have a lot of controversy attached to it. The consent calendar can have anything on it that you wish that is non-controversial. So like there's some items tonight that we kind of do every year, like set the meeting schedule and stuff like that. I didn't put it on the consent calendar, but I think some things like that could be on the consent calendar. The consent calendar is also something you could always pull something off if you want to discuss it, ahead of time. But it would kind of, help speed the meetings along a little bit by having some of these actions on the consent calendar. I wanted to get some thoughts from you as to whether you thought that was, it's a new council now, so, is that something that makes sense to you? And if so, I when we start putting together this agenda, we can put more of those items on there. Or do you not feel comfortable doing that and you'd rather, discuss them as a singular item under new business?
From my perspective, as long as we're able to pull an individual item out for discussion, If somebody felt there was a need, then I would be okay with it. But as long as we would reserve that right to pull it.
That's kind of how I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Does anybody have a different opinion?
I would rather that we just stay the way we are. I think that's, if you have a whole bunch of things under the consent calendar, I think it's the law of inertia. It's just easy to say, yeah, that's okay. I like how we've been doing it the way we do now.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Less chance for something to get lost, not seen to be pulled out to talk about.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Maybe with a newer group too, I mean, it might be nice to have a few of these things that are individual, at least we're familiar, and then if next year we change our mind and want to speed things up, we certainly can, but I kind of like looking at them individually. At least,
I mean, it would speed it up a little bit, but I don't know if it would speed it up drastically. A lot of these we click off pretty quick.
Good.
And if we don't click them off pretty quick, they probably need the discussion.
All right.
You know me, I'd rather have short meetings.
I know, I'm just doing this for you, Jerry.
I know.
All for you.
I wish.
I'm happy to keep it the way it is. I just thought I would ask since it's a new year. I specifically I want to give a shout out to the public works staff. Shane isn't here tonight because he responded to the fire a little bit earlier, but ever since kind of the middle of December when we had a bunch of water main breaks and then just one storm after another, they have been absolutely hammered. And a lot of these are people who are working on holidays and in and around holidays, and basically means they can't make plans with their families because they don't know what's going to happen. And I want to make sure that we recognize them publicly and thank them for their work that they're doing, because what's been happening over the last few weeks has been more than what we typically experience. And I want to appreciate everybody's patience and with us. We do things as quickly as we can, but in some cases it's been so difficult, and now we have just we're going to be doing a lot of cleanup this week to try to catch up on some of these things while the weather warms up just a little bit. But I'll tell you what, it's been rough, and they've worked really hard, and I want to thank them, and I would ask the public to do the same thing.
So can I just clarify one thing with the whole snow removal?
Yep.
So the only time the texts are sent out is if it's a snow emergency and cars are going to be ticketed.
That's correct. That's the way they've been doing it.
If they're just cleaning up streets, widening streets, anything like that, we do not send out a text.
That has been the procedure. Yes, that's correct. Do you have a different opinion about how we should do that?
Well, I don't know what the cost or anything is, because I know there's a cost if you use it for non-emergency things.
Yeah, that's what the issue is more than anything else, is that we're kind of actually piggybacking on Lyon County's system. And Lyon County has some limitations on when we can use it, and it can only be used for emergency purposes. So we couldn't use it to tell people about city events or boxcar days or whatever,
Well, and it's not that. It's the people that I've talked with, they know it's not any snow emergency.
Right.
But they have their car parked on the street, and then they come by to clean up the street. Well, if they would have known they were going to clean it up, they would have moved their car for two reasons. One, so it's cleaned in front of their place, and two, so now their vehicle is not sandwiched in with all this snow. And so I'm just trying to think how we can meet that desire.
And I understand that. I mean, I think that's what the sentiment is that we have to use it for emergency purposes, and so therefore we declare emergency before we use it, kind of thing.
So we have a website, or is there any other messaging that we could do?
Yeah.
Without using the text to alert them, you work tonight, we're cleaning up streets
And
or whatever?
they do. They send out, they put something on Facebook usually. I don't know if it's Shane that does
Shane
that.
does it.
I think Shane does the Facebook, and Jason does, or Adam, or the
Well, there's the
police.
city Facebook page and the police Facebook page, and yeah, Adam will put stuff on the police, and then Shane will put stuff on the city one, yeah.
But
It's
I
just
can
people
see-
that aren't on their
I was gonna
Facebook
say, I can-
page
I-
a lot, they don't see it timely.
I can see people not even paying attention to it, but if they get a text or something, then they would know.
That's why I just didn't know what the cost would be to,
I don't know the answer to that question, if it's even possible to pay for it or not. I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of different systems out there where you can send people text messages that's not just even emergency stuff. It could be anything. And so, I mean, I could certainly look into other communication methods that might, be above and beyond that.
How does the school do it? They send out texts.
I don't know how the school does it.
I mean, I don't get any, but I know my son had said, oh, the buses are coming earlier or whatever. So the school does it some way, and I don't know what that costs them.
I don't know the answer to that question, but there are systems out there like that do that we could look at getting that would give us more, ability to send stuff out, but I don't know what the cost would be. If you want me to look into it, I could do that.
It would be,
I think looking into it is not gonna harm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it would make it a lot easier on the city crew too, to not have all those vehicles to go around.
and
Go
that,
back again.
that brings me to a question. I think at State Street, there was a car sat there through 2 snows.
Yep.
And now it's moved, I see finally, but what is,
It didn't get towed.
what is it, what happens to that person? Did they get a ticket?
They get ticketed, yeah.
They get ticketed.
Oh, they don't
get-
get towed, they get a ticket.
But I don't know when
Every day
a
it sits
toll
there?
gets pulled, gets to be that next step, how long before they're towed. I don't know if that's in our policy.
I don't think so. I think it's just ticketing. I don't think we tow.
Is that a ticket every day it sits there then, or just one?
I don't know. This is a level of detail you'd have to ask Jason, and I apologize. I should have that off the tip of my tongue, but I just don't know that level of detail. I don't believe we tow, but I couldn't tell you if a ticket is every day or if it's every storm or what. I don't know.
'Cause I'm sure it's
I'll find out.
a real large pain for the city crew to have to do it twice, and also for the people using that street, which
Yeah.
it is an ambulance street.
Yeah, that's an emergency route, and that needs to be clear. Yeah. Yep.
And so by the time you have they can't get within 2 inches of the car, so they leave about almost a foot around the car. Or more, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not good. People need to move their cars. Yeah. So I'll see what I can do about. I'll have Jason talk about that at the next city council meeting during his department head report. I think that's what needs to happen. He's going to know more in detail than what I do.
Eric, on that's kind of a related subject. Is there a concern about the fire hydrants
Yep.
being buried? Maybe
Shane and I talked about that today. They're going to spend some time this week unburying a lot of those fire hydrants because we have that issue. Yes, there is a concern about that. In fact, we had a situation where we had to dig one out. But yes is the short answer. It's somewhat the nature of the beast, but we're going to be out cleaning it up today. And it would be helpful if citizens did it, but they wouldn't be required to.
This weekend, I noticed there were quite a few of them that
Yeah.
people had.
Yep. I think people
But I
in a
also
lot of
don't know
cases
all the
take their own,
locations.
initiative to do it, but not all the fire hydrants are in front of somebody's house either. But yeah, we've got to go out and clean those up.
Word on the street that the fire department was gonna do that tonight for their drill. But since they had the fire, I don't know.
I know that they were working on the fire hydrants this week, and that's as much as I know.
Yeah. I heard rumor that they were supposed to
Yeah.
clean up
Yep,
tonight.
they're working on it. Of course, we had a fire today, so.
Yeah, that maybe changed the plan, I don't know.
Yeah.
If we're just looking at public safety, something that I had seen, I don't know, on some news feed, is that if you have natural gas and the meter and everything that sits outside your house, I went out and mine was buried and I drew all the snow away from them. They should not be covered as far as I understand it. And that would just be a safety thing for our families in town.
Since you know what to do, you want to come to my house?
She'll point it out to you.
Wherever you live.
So I did update the latest version of the report, and I'm going to continue to do that until goals change. And we'll take some of those things off and add some of the additional things on. But if you have any questions about my regular report that I do, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, that's all I have for tonight.
Okay, then move on to news business.
So we just have a series of kind of straightforward resolutions. The first one is approving the liability coverage waiver form. It's basically the same form that we do every year, but the League of Minnesota Cities, our insurance carrier, requires us to do it, which is to not waive the monetary limits on municipal tort liability. That's according to state statute. We have to do that annually, and unless there's a desire to change what we've done in the past, this is what this resolution is for.
Motion to approve resolution 2023-2.
Second that?
First and second. Roll call, please.
Teigs.
Aye.
Arvisu.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
Mayor Condon.
Aye.
The next item is a resolution establishing the Tracy Headlight Herald as the official newspaper, which essentially means that's where we publish our public notices.
I'd make that a motion.
I'll second that.
Do we have a roll call, please?
Dobson.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Teigs.
Aye.
Mayor Condon.
Aye.
The next item is establishing a time and place for city council meetings, which is the same we have been doing, the second and fourth Mondays of the month, except for December where we don't have a second meeting, unless it's on a holiday. There could be an occasion where that it falls on a holiday, such as Veterans Day or something like that, but I don't think that's the case in 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2023-4, establishing the time and place for council meetings.
Second.
First and second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Teigs.
Aye.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
Arvisu.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Mayor Condon.
Aye.
The next two items are related items, and these are, again, requirements under state statute. It has to do with contracting with a city official. Both Dave Teagues and Pam Corman have, family or individual prior arrangements with the city before they were on city council, and so this allows us to continue to do business like that. So we just need a motion on each one of these items.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2023-5 and not city official T.
I'll second that.
And Councilmember Teagues would need to recuse himself from this as well. Yeah.
Not a
Any
problem.
further discussion? Roll call, please.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
Mayor Condon.
Aye.
I would make a motion for 2023-6.
Second.
First and second. Any other discussion for that? Roll call, please.
Teigs.
Aye.
Arvisu.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dobson.
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Van Dyke.
Aye.
The next item is a pay app for the ponds decommissioning. We're getting pretty close to having this completed. It was $1.9 million on the contract. We paid them $1.6 million so far. This is another $183,000, so it gets us pretty close to the end of this contract. They will be done in the spring. They're pretty much done at this point, but officially their final completion will be in the spring. So this is a pay app to Rachel Contracting for $183,587.50 for that project. And this has been approved by all of the agencies that need to approve this already.
And you're happy with it as well?
Yeah, I mean, everything is going fine with this project. There's been no hiccups at all, except for a couple days where people were concerned about blowing debris, which we shut them down for a day or two, but that was it.
I have a question. I don't know if it's at this point I can ask it, or what is in the contingency fund to make sure they finish?
There's $203,775.45 in retainage, which we wouldn't release until after final completion, which will be in the spring sometime. And you will have to approve the release of that final portion.
In the spring now, would we wait until we see that it's seeded and things are up?
Yeah, it would be upon final completion and acceptance of the work.
Into the summer, or?
Do you know the contract enough, or is it broke out so we know what it costs to have it seeded?
Yeah, it is in the contract. I don't know that off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of it, but there is a separate amount on it.
I was just curious if that 200 and some thousand is enough to cover that.
Oh, it would be more than that. I can tell you that for a fact. I'm sure of that.
Because this is part of their basic work that we hold
Yeah,
back.
I'm sure that we haven't, since the seeding hasn't happened, we wouldn't have paid them for the seeding yet at this point anyway.
I get that, but if the seeding is 400,000 and we're only holding back 200.
No, it's not, because we're less than $200,000 less on the contract as it is now, so it wouldn't be.
I see what George is asking. George is asking, let's just suppose they get to the end and say, there's 120,000 of retainage, but it's gonna cost me $500,000 to seed this, I'm just gonna let it go.
That's not gonna happen, because it's much less
Because
than
there's a
that.
bond on this, right?
Yeah, there's also a bond on that.
Okay.
Our risk on that is virtually nothing, but it is a small risk. I don't want to not recognize that risk, but it's much less than the retainage. That I can tell you for a fact.
And I hope that don't happen. I was just curious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to pass Resolution 2023-7 approving a pay application number 3 on the Phase 3A stabilization pond decommissioning.
Second.
First and second, any of the discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Robson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Arvisu,
Yes.
Teigs,
Aye.
Mayor Cormier.
Aye.
And that's all we have tonight, Mayor.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
On we go.
Only time for the ball game?
Football. Football.